Let's make it a good day.
Coming up today, the talk about the talk. Backstage drama, falling ratings. What is going on at the daytime show? It's in the hot dish. Then we knew him way back when. Our buddy Andrew Zimmern is here to talk about Turkey and his brand new show on Chip and Joanna Gaines' new network. Our mistress of Merlot, wine diva Leslie Miller, is back with her list of the perfect wine for Thanksgiving. Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
Good morning, everybody, from our studios live in the Twin Cities. Hello to Coon Rapids, Anoka, Andover, Wisconsin. We love our fans in Wisconsin, and good morning to you. Welcome to the Jason Show. Please join me in welcoming my sidekick sister from another mister, the one and only, the lovely, the ambidextrous, Kendall.
Hello. Hello.
Did you know that you're ambidextrous?
I am ambidextrous because we're lefties,
That's
so
right.
we're ambidextrous.
Would you like a fun fact about the little open that you just saw right there?
Yes.
Now we call, not the theme song, let's make it a good day.
Oh, stop.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Stop.
Not that. The thing, the little tease beforehand where I say, hey, coming up today.
Yeah.
So when I put my voice on that, we call that tracking, to put your track down. I do that in the middle of a commercial break in my radio show, which my radio studio is at the other end of this building.
Yep.
And the room where I track that is the other end of the building. I was so out of breath if you go back and rewatch, if you go back and listen to that, you can hear, it sounds like I smoked 4 packs of Viceroy cigarettes because I'm so out of breath because I had a minute and 45 seconds to get from one end of the building to the other, put my voice on it, send it to Fernando, our editor, and then run back to bring us back from the commercial break on our radio show. I'm 46, you know what I mean? I just like I Forrest Gumped it anyway. Yeah, go back and listen to that. You can hear me. Let's say hello to our audience today. Give it up for Sherry and Kelly. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Hi.
Kelly, let me begin with you. Where are you joining us from today?
Eden Prairie.
Oh, you're right down the street. You know, Kelly, I'm trying to convince my mom. It's one of the cities we're looking at for my mom. I told her she would love the Eden Prairie.
Eden Prairie's beautiful, the parks, everything about it.
Yep.
We're very lucky.
You could live by Kelly right here. Let's say hello to Sherry. Hi, sweetie. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. How are you?
Good. Where are you joining us from today?
From Duluth.
Oh, well, you know how we feel about Duluth. I say it 1,000. We love your city. We have rarely been treated so well as when we brought the show up there, and we hope to return when we get on the other end of the pandemic. So if we do, make sure you come see us.
Absolutely.
Great. They're going to be joining us throughout the show. Thank you, ladies. A lot of people are talking about, I opened up the newspaper today and I saw this headline that said, people are blink at Peloton. Do you guys know what Peloton is? It's the fancy exercise bike with the video screen, and then the trainers are like, 4 more, 3 more. And people, the popularity exploded because of the pandemic. Everyone was working out at home. So our friend Fallon from KDWB, I love her. She said, Jace, you have to get one of these. And I listened. If Fallon tells me to buy land in Russia, I'm going to buy land. I'll do whatever Fallon tells me to do.
Okay.
So I bought one. Colin and I went a month and a half ago to the Peloton store. And the guy's like, hello. And we walked in and I tried one. And I said, this is going to be the easiest sell you make. Don't try to, I'm going to buy it. So I bought it. And he looked at me and he goes, okay, give me your credit card. Swipe. Okay. Oh, and by the way, it's going to come in January 20th. I'm not the most patient person on earth. And I thought, well, that's a really long time. Well, now it's made the papers. People are canceling their orders because they can't keep up with the demand. They can't keep the supplies. And people are mad. Now, I'm not mad. I didn't cancel. I don't care. I can wait for an exercise bike. There are much bigger problems in the country. But still, now, did you order one too?
But it said right on there, it was like, this is when it's going to be here. You cool? And I'm like, Oh.
Did it literally say, "Are you cool with
You
this?"
cool, girl?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I guess we're cool.
No, Skippy McSalesperson didn't tell me until they ran the old Jason
Skippy.
cred card.
I
And
do that with your credit card too. I just don't
You can
ask
use my
questions.
credit card whenever you want, but not right now. There's a lot of things on it, but yeah. So January 20th, and I just feel bad. I think everyone should be patient. Like executive producer Jeff was saying, there's supply chain problems all over the world. You got to be patient with this company, especially a company like this that exploded in popularity. I just feel bad for the bosses there because they're freaking out trying to keep up with the demand. Anyway, let's get started, everybody. It is time for the hot dish. Here we go. Fancy today.
Fancy.
Dave Chappelle is not happy right now. He's putting Viacom CBS, owner of Comedy Central, on blast for selling the streaming rights for his show, The Chappelle Show, to Netflix. Why is he so mad? Well, he posted a stand-up clip on Instagram, kind of explaining it all. Look at this.
People think I made a lot of money for Chappelle's show. When I left that show, I never got paid. They didn't have to pay me because I signed the contract. But is that right? I found out that these people were streaming my work, and they never had to ask me, or they never had to tell me. Perfectly legal because I signed the contract. But is that right? I didn't think so either. I like working for Netflix because when all those bad things happened to me, that company didn't even exist. And when I found out they were streaming Chappelle's show, I was furious. How could they not know? So you know what I did? I called them and I told them that this makes me feel bad. And do you want to know what they did? They agreed that they would take it off their platform just so
And that's what they should do. That's what, if you value an employee, you value the creativity that they bring to your business, that's what you do. That's the right thing to do. Dave says even if you wanted to bring the Chappelle Show back, you couldn't call it that because Viacom CBS owns the rights to the name. The Chappelle Show is still available on HBO Max and CBS All Access, and he's asking fans not to boycott the streamers or the networks, but boycott the Chappelle Show unless they pay him. Here's the deal. I know things like this. The bottom line is the fact that these kind of contracts, yes, Dave signed a particular contract back in the day, and you can say to yourself, a contract is a contract, but a contract. But not always, especially in the entertainment industry. And let me give you a generic example that happens all the time. A star or an unknown person signs up for a sitcom, okay? For, let's use our company, Fox. Signs up for a sitcom for Fox. Fox has middling hope for the show. The show comes on the air, it's a major hit. It's a hit on the size of American Idol. Time and time again, a good network, a good business will go back to that star and say, you know what, we're barely paying you anything, and now we're making millions of dollars. We're going to renegotiate this contract. It happens with movie sequels. It happens in cases like this. Viacom CBS, all they are doing by not giving Dave the money he deserves, write him just a nice check. Make it fair, because what you're doing is you are shining a red light to creatives out there to not work for your company. That's all you're doing. You're not saving money, because you know why? No one's going to want to work for you. Creative people are not going to want to bring their creativity to your network if you treat people like this.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Getting all worked up, and I don't know why, but it just makes me mad.
It does. And it happens in sports, too. That's another one you read about oftentimes, that they signed some deal when they were some kid that were just happy to get a job, and now all of a sudden there's these stars and they can't get out of it. And it happened here, clearly. The name is what really bothers me, too. The Jason Show goes and streams somewhere and you have nothing to do with it.
Because let's be clear, Comedy Central on the DVDs of the Chappelle Show in 2006 made millions of dollars. Mm-hmm. Millions of dollars.
I own that.
Yeah, I do too. Next in the dish, speaking of CBS, now that I just ripped them, thank God I don't work for them anymore.
Good thing.
I worked for them twice. The last time didn't go so well. No, I'm not going to do that show. Speaking of CBS, they're in full freak-out mode over their daytime talk show, The Talk. Turns out fans don't want to watch it without Marie Osmond. The Talk has seen its ratings fall off a cliff over the last several months, dropping more than 1 million viewers. They are now drawing an audience half of the size as their main competitor or their main counterpart, The View, over there on ABC. At one point, the two had been neck and neck in the ratings. Now remember, Marie was cut after one season. Page 6 is saying that Sharon Osbourne and Cheryl Underwood threatened to quit unless Marie was fired. Insiders say the writing could be on the wall unless they can get Oprah or Gayle or someone like Meghan Markle. Okay, yeah, not gonna happen. There we go. Let's go to the audience. Sherry and Kelly, do either of you watch The Talk?
I do once in a while.
Okay, did you like Marie on the Talk?
Yes, I did. I love Marie.
Okay, now
I liked Marie too.
see, I know. I think you two. I think you represent a lot of the people that watch that show. And if people, all of these shows are about chemistry. And if you think there are nasty people on there, and I'm not saying that, but if you think there's blood in the water or drama, then you don't have a desire to watch it.
Right.
You know?
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
I don't know how much longer that show can go on if the ratings keep falling. And look, you can say, oh, it's the pandemic. You know, oh, no, other shows during the pandemic, their ratings are rising. The Real, even though they're doing their show via Zoom, their ratings haven't fallen. Mm-hmm. So it's not, you can't just blame it on COVID. You can't blame it on, well, it's different. No, I think it's Marie. I think it's really Marie.
If you've got someone that people really like and we're really hoping and excited to watch, and then it kind of gets ripped away, people are just turned off by that.
Yeah, everybody's replaceable, but sometimes it can still have an impact on your ratings. We're going to take a break, everybody. We'll be back with more right after this. More fun, more hot dishes just ahead. Coming up next, the Bachelorette is laying out exactly what type of guy she wants. Are the men up for the fight? Producer Ted has his recap. Then he's one of the country's favorite food personalities. Our buddy Andrew Zimmern is back to talk about his new show and, of course, food, glorious food. And you can't talk about food without talking about wine. Leslie Miller is back with what to serve for Thanksgiving. Stay right there. The Jason Show will be right back.
Absolutely nothing between now and tomorrow. I would not feel confident that I'd be getting a rose from Tayshia. And so I have a chance tonight to really kind of do something above and beyond, something completely different. I'm gonna go over to Tayshia's and just, let her know how excited I am to see her. Yeah, I'm gonna pull out the whole bag of tricks. Chris.
Ed.
How's it going?
It's 2:30 in the morning. What are you doing?
I just came by, just wanted to get a quick chat with Tayshia if she's around.
This is my room.
Oh, this is, I thought this was
Tayshia's not
room.
here, man. She's like, on the other side of the entire resort.
Wow.
Yeah. Come on in, dude. You want a drink?
Oh, sure.
That didn't seem staged at all, did it?
No.
No.
Not at all.
Great editing. Ed trying to break the rules and sneak a visit with Tayshia, but ends up getting Chris Harrison instead on last night's episode of The Bachelorette. Tayshia told the guys she wants someone bold, someone who is willing to fight for her. I'll fight for you, Kendall. So Ed had the right idea, just the wrong door. And that means it's once again time for America Loves Ted. Joining us from America's Bachelor capital / the Fox 9 studio is Ted Johnson. Okay, what did we just watch there, Ted?
So you know how some of these guys will try to break the rules, and so outside of the dates, they will try to sneak into the Bachelor or the Bachelorette's living quarters, and get some extra time. Well, we always wonder, well, how do they know where they live? Well, obviously producers direct them in that location. Well, Ed thought he had Tayshia's room, but they actually took him to Chris Harrison's room. Instead, Ben, at the same time, was making a move to go to her room, and he got Tayshia's room, and he had a very lovely night with her.
Wow, and again, Ted, that didn't seem set up by producers at all, did it?
Not one bit.
No. Did they have a group date this week?
They did have a group date. I think they're running out of ideas to do at the resort.
Okay.
So they brought in our good friend, well, not friend, but her mom likes us, Becca. So she was there, right there.
And Becca doesn't like us, Ted. She likes Twin Cities Live, but that's fine, yeah.
We love Jill.
We do.
So they went on like a scavenger hunt, and it was basically Fear Factor, the Bachelorette edition. So they were just eating gross things.
Really?
Yeah.
That was the challenge?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when you get to season 54 of the show, you do kind of run out of ideas.
And you can't really go anywhere. And if you've already gotten them naked 3 other times doing random things, you're kind of out of options there, too.
And what does our dear leader always say, Ted? There are no new ideas in TV.
No new ideas in TV.
That's right.
Nope.
Now, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but The Bachelor, it was like a special edition of Blossom. They had a real kind of serious conversation on this crappy show, didn't they?
Yeah, and, you know, we make fun of this show a lot, and, you know, it's ridiculous because all they talk about is, I like this. And,
Yeah.
I like that you...
You're creeping me out, Ted. Kendall's kind of scaring us.
So Tayshia and Ivan, they opened up about Black Lives Matter and how, you know, the last 6 months have been for them. Leo, take a look.
Yeah, I guess, like, how has, like, the events of the world affected you today?
I don't know, just like the way that the world is right now, it's a lot. I think being in Orange County, surrounded by a lot of people that don't look like me,
100%.
being the only person that looks like me, I'm realizing that I've been trying so hard my whole life to like blend in because I knew I was different. You know, hearing people yell like Black Lives Matter is just like, it hit me more than I realized just because those are people like in my backyard that I've been trying to prove for so long that I'm the same as them.
Yeah, I 100% can relate, you know? I went to a school, there weren't many Black people there.
Yeah, literally.
And like this caused me to remember those things. Like randomly walking down next to my campus and being called the N-word like randomly by some people, and it happens all the time. Happened all the time to me in college.
Isn't it funny, Ted, how we go from at the beginning of the segment, perhaps one of the fakest exchanges we've seen on the show, and then we go to this, which is organic and real and authentic.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was completely different from what The Bachelorette and The Bachelor have given us for at least several years.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't get anything genuine like that anymore. And I mean, this is what made the show so good when they stopped doing, when they start, you know, before they were doing the contrived stuff and just give us real conversations, relationships. But yeah, that was powerful.
I'm getting the rap from Dear Leader, but let me quickly ask you, who's your main contender right now?
So we like Ben.
Okay.
We like Ivan, that guy. Spencer, Noah, that's Bennett. They're going to fight next week. So there's a bunch. They're all kind of different in their own way, so we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens, and Ted will be here to cover it. Ted Johnson from Bachelorette headquarters. Thank you very much, buddy.
Thank you.
Kendall, can we talk?
Yes, Jason.
Can we talk?
Yeah.
Gay man to straight woman.
Yes.
Do straight dudes really behave that way?
Which one?
Do they talk like that? Not the serious conversation, but...
Oh, well, it's hard to say. Yeah.
I mean, you've had Jordan. You've not been single for a while, but...
he and I talked about that last night. I was like, gosh, I haven't really been single since I was 24.
Yeah.
But, yeah, some of them. Yeah. What's interesting about this season is she's got some really good guys, but then there's also just like the gamut of schmucks.
Yep. That's a show that sounds like it's on Fox. Yeah. Speaking of love, more hot dish for you. There was a wedding on the Drew Barrymore show on Friday. Now, on the surface, it was lovely. Look.
Authority vested in me, it is my absolute pleasure to pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss.
Okay, So viewers have a different opinion of the ceremony. Here's the dealio. The couple, Dan and Selena, explained they met in school. Okay, so that's true, but it's not the whole story. People commenting on the video say Dan was a high school physics teacher and she was his 17-year-old student. Neither the Drew Barrymore show nor the couple have commented since the ceremony. Okay. Now, full disclosure, I have an age difference with my spouse. Mm-hmm. But I wasn't his PE teacher.
Right.
Thank you, Jeff, for laughing at that.
PE, was that really, that was the class you were going to go with too?
Well, it's the class that I hated the most.
Oh,
but
okay.
yeah, and I tried to get out of it every single day. But I wasn't Colin's PE teacher, and we met when he could get way past an R-rated movie. But just full disclosure, I don't like to judge age differences.
Mm-hmm.
That's not, what I'm judging here is doing a show like this, you have to do your due diligence. You know, the producer, if this happened to us, Jeff would have litters of kittens. I mean, litters.
He'd have a heart attack.
Chris laughed at that. Litters of kittens would come out of Jeff's everywhere. I mean, Jeff would be on the floor in a pool of tears.
Of kittens and tears.
Yeah. So my point saying that is, what are you doing, producers?
I know. Can I ask you something?
You can ask me anything you want. You know I'm an open book.
Did you ever have like a huge crush on one of your teachers?
Kendall, I got to tell you.
Yeah.
I've said every story. I've been asked almost every. I've never been asked that question on this show.
That's why they pay me the little bucks.
Chris, no laughing at that. No, I didn't like any of my. I had crushes on female teachers.
Yeah.
Like Miss Sotzing. But the male teachers, I didn't have any good-looking teachers.
I had like a really hot teacher. He was the track coach too.
Well, this went down a weird road.
Nothing. I just had a crush on him. Mr. Lon, he was so cute.
Ted, is the show over? Can we just, hold on a minute. Kendall, the Red Wing Gazette's on the phone. They want to talk to you.
The Republican Eagle.
Oh, wow. Sorry, I got the newspaper wrong. What is it?
The Red Wing Republican Eagle.
That's a long name. Next in the dish, ready to feel old. 28 years ago today, Frank saved Rachel's life. Look at this. So why are we showing you this? Well, The Bodyguard debuted on this date back in 1982. 92, I said 82, in 92. It starred Kevin Costner and Whitney Houston in her first movie. It made over $400 million at the box office. And the soundtrack featured I Will Always Love You, I'm Every Woman, Queen of the Night, I Will Run to You, was topping the charts, stayed #1 for months and months and months and months and months. And on this day as well, Aladdin opened up. Walt Disney's 2 giant movies in any decade opened on the same day. Let's go to the audience. Sherry, did you like The Bodyguard, or did you own the soundtrack?
I didn't own it, but I love The Bodyguard.
Isn't it? The chemistry between those two, right, Sherry? It was, you can never, you can't, get the recipe for it, or every movie would have it. Those two had it, didn't they?
They certainly did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
Kelly, how about you? Do you like The Bodyguard?
Loved it, and I loved the scene where they had the silk scarf.
Oh, the sword!
Sword.
Yes! Oh!
Love that one.
I love that scene. Thank you, ladies. Kendall, you've seen it, haven't you? Still ahead. Need drinks?
I was 2. I don't know.
I can't, Jeff. I think we're done. I think we're done. Still ahead. Need drink ideas? Kendall, I was 2. Need drink ideas for tomorrow? Leslie Miller will join us with her last-minute picks. But next, he got his start right here at Channel 9. Coming up, he's gone on to bigger and better things. We're talking with Andrew Zimmern when we come back. Back in a moment. She was 2, ladies and gentlemen. My darling Chris, doing a great job on our fancy jib camera. Welcome back, everybody. Well, we've known our next guest since he was cooking 3 times a week in this very studio I'm sitting in more than 20 years ago on our morning news when it was called Good Day Minnesota. Now Andrew Zimmern is a world-famous chef, TV host, 4-time James Beard Award winner. He owns restaurants. He owns a yoga studio. He calls bingo on Sundays. And now he's helping us get ready for Thanksgiving tomorrow. Please give it up for our good friend, Andrew Zimmern. Hi, buddy.
Good morning, buddy.
You look good. Look at that beard. Look at that majestic beard. You sexy beast of a man, you.
Thank you. I was going to ask you because there are certain friends that I trust to give me the straight scoop. And if you had told me, no, get rid of the beard would be gone. If you said, no, keep it, then I would go. Because it's 5149 on my Twitter account.
No.
51 say sexy AF, and the other 49 say shave it, and I kind of like it.
No.
It needs some trimming, but I like it.
Don't listen to those other people, Andrew. It's delicious. You've never looked better.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hey, buddy, we're going to have fun a little bit later, but I want to start because we have a great platform here, and you have been in the forefront, along with our buddy Ann Kim and Stephanie Schimpf, helping the restaurant industry through this difficult year. Can you explain to the folks watching that may love their local restaurants but may not understand how important, how really vital they are to each and every community and why we really need to help them?
Sure. Back in March, I co-founded an organization called the Independent Restaurant Coalition, which his sole purpose is to lobby Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C. to create laws to protect restaurants. We helped to create the PPP extension amendment, which was the bill that our own Congressman Dean Phillips co-sponsored with Republican Chip Roy of Texas. And now we're hard at work trying to get the Senate to pass the Restaurants Act. The Congress already passed it. It is stalled out on at the Senate. The Restaurants Act is $120 billion to go to independent restaurants around the United States, roughly 600,000 businesses. Why is that important? The restaurant industry, taken one by one, is very small. But when you put independent restaurants together, they're the second largest business pillar in America, second only to the US government's Defense Department. It is a $1 trillion plus industry. Depends on whether you include hotel restaurants. There's a little murkiness there with the stats, but it's over $1 trillion. It represents 5% of GDP. But here's what's even more important. So much money, it's not a profit business. Restaurants notoriously make very little money.
Yeah.
So all of the money that comes in goes out the back door into our communities. We collect the trust taxes like sales tax and liquor tax that go to our communities. They are a vital part of keeping our culture alive. No one goes to San Francisco to go to a Panera Bread. You go there to go to Fisherman's Wharf and have, a Dungeness crab salad, right? I mean, you want to go and travel to eat and eat to travel. And that includes tourists and conventioneers and all the other people that would typically flock to the Twin Cities. But it also dictates how we eat. As families, we go to Main Street to our favorite pizza parlor to order a pie. And on Saturday nights, we go to our special occasion restaurant. And maybe more importantly, and this is where it hurts the economy the most, the single largest percentage group of people right now on unemployment are restaurant workers.
Yep.
That's front of the house and back of the house. The single largest, and it's a very special population. Restaurants are the single largest employer of first-time job seekers, single moms, single dads, last-time job seekers, people coming out of jails and institutions, immigrants other than farming. So those people are not going to go get a job tomorrow on Wall Street or at the hardware store. So it's really, really important that we keep all the people who are still in the food system employed. And that's not even getting into the food chain that makes up, seafood. Just to give you one example, the American seafood industry 75% of seafood consumed in America is consumed in restaurants. So with restaurants down or closed completely in some states and cities, it is a titanic issue. If we do not have the Restaurants Act passed, we will see an extinction event of restaurants. We're talking about 80% of restaurants will not make it another 60 to 90 days.
Which just affects, as you said, people forget about the trickle down. And I knew you could put it better than any human being on earth to give people something to chew on. Speaking of chewing, when we come back, Andrew's sticking around. He's sharing. I mean, look what's in front of him. He doesn't have a bird there for nothing. He's going to teach you how to make that bird better than anyone when we come back. Back in a moment, everyone. That's great.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day.
Welcome back, everybody. Our beautiful Christmas decorations. So festive in here. Thanks for watching. We're back chatting with our good buddy Andrew Zimmern. Okay, he has the no-fail hack for the perfect Thanksgiving turkey. And Andrew, we're starting in a different area of the process, right? Do I got that right?
Well, two quick things. We were talking about restaurants before, and I would encourage people to go to saverestaurants.com. Yep. That's www.saverestaurants.com. Email senators. We have bipartisan support. 49 senators, Republicans and Democrats, have both signed on to this thing. We need some more, so help us out. You can also go to andrewzimmern.com. We have entire packages of recipes for the big day tomorrow with all your tips and tricks, dozens and dozens of sides and sauces and hors d'oeuvres and turkey tips and all the rest of that. But the one thing that I wanted to show you, very special because you know how much I love you, is the ultimate turkey hack. So here's the problem with turkey. It is the crown jewel of Thanksgiving, but it's also the toughest roast that there is to cook, bar none. And the reason is this. The white meat, the breast, sits up so high in the oven at the top, and it dries out because it's ready to cook or ready to eat at 160 degrees, okay?
Okay.
The stuffing needs to be above 160 degrees to be food safe, right?
Okay.
But the dark meat here at the bottom has the most bone, the most connective tissue. It's lowest in the oven, right? Because it's on the bottom. And it's not ready to eat until it's between 170 and 175. It's food safe at 160, but you have to get those extra degrees in so that the connective tissue and sinew breaks down and becomes meltingly tender, which is why for most people, when the dark meat is done, the white meat is overcooked. You have to accelerate the cooking process, no matter how you do your turkey, brined, spatchcock, I don't care what you're doing, you have to accelerate the cooking of your dark meat, and it's the easiest thing in the world. I just hold my turkey breast side up, and I place it into the roasting pan.
You're kind of manhandling that bird, Andrew, I'm just going to say.
You know how I like to do it, Jason.
I know.
How do you handle a hungry man? The manhandler.
That's right.
And I just place the turkey right into simmering broth or water, 2 inches, and I let that simmer just barely for about 15, 20 minutes. At that point, your dark meat has had a really, really nice head start. So after 15, 20 minutes, I simply take it out, put it on the same rack, tuck my wings under.
Wow, look at that.
Just so that it sits properly in the cradle. I stuff my bird. If you don't like stuffing, you don't need to. Either way, and we have video of this on the website, bring your legs up. It, again, helps to get the dark meat cooking. If you cook me with my arms down, my shoulders take longer to cook. But if you cook me with my arms up, my chest is actually thinner. It extends out, and you actually get, well, it cooks faster. It's a nice visual. So all you want to do is trust these. Very simple. You don't have to do some fancy thing that wraps around the wings. All you want to do is wrap a string around those two legs like you're hitching a horse to a hitching post. And some people like to put a skewer there and hold the legs up. I found that's helpful, but not necessary. You can stuff it. You can spread butter all over it. You can use whatever your favorite seasoning is and sprinkle it all over the bird. Put it back on the rack and in the oven, and you will have perfect turkey. The majority of Minnesota turkeys, #1 Minnesota producing state in America, by the way, the majority of turkeys that people are buying this year are on the smaller side. There was a big run on those because people are in smaller groups. So anything in the 10 to 14 pound size, cook at a lower temperature, 300 degrees, add another half hour or 40 minutes onto your recipe time. Go lower. You'll find that the dark and the white meat cooks at a more cooks more evenly at a lower temperature. You can always crank it up at the end to 450 to crisp the skin if you want, or just take a torch to it.
You know what? I was going to do that. After I go hunt my turkey, I'm going to go get my torch at the Home Depot.
Oh, are you doing that this year?
I'm bow hunting now, Andrew.
God bless you.
Well, God bless you. I love you, buddy.
I love you too. And look, to everyone out there, have a happy and most importantly, a safe Thanksgiving. Let's all look out for each other, Minnesota. Absolutely. Wear your mask.
Absolutely. Love you. Keep that beard.
Love you too.
Keep that beard or I'll kill you. Keep the beard, Andrew.
Thank you.
For everything you need to know about Andrew, check out his website, andrewzimmern.com, and follow him on social media to search for Andrew Zimmern. We didn't get to tease a show, but I want to give him a plug. He has a new show on Magnolia Network called Family Dinner, so make sure you watch that. Support Andrew. Love you. Still ahead. Are you parched? Do not fret. The wine diva Leslie Miller is here to help us when we come back. Back in a moment, my friends. My buddy. Welcome back, my friends. Welcome back. Tomorrow's the big day. You probably know what you're going to eat, but maybe you need some last-minute ideas for some drinks. It's time for the Wine Diva. Please welcome our good friend, Leslie Miller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy
Thanksgiving.
Happy early Thanksgiving. I thought about you. I went to a store a couple of weeks ago. I wanted to stock up my little wine place. And I was like, I should call Leslie, but I'm like, no, she'll be on the show, so I'll just ask her here. Okay, so here we are. You have a good selection in front of you. Give us your Thanksgiving list 2020.
All right. Well, canned cocktails and single spirits are up a ton. And so I thought that I would kind of open this up. I love a great Negroni. And there's a fun little company on the East Coast called St. Agristis that is making a stellar Negroni in just a one single serve. It's like $7, $8. I'm obsessed with it. So if you like a great Negroni cocktail, they're now doing them in can, which is really fun.
Leslie, if people don't know the profile, the taste profile of a Negroni, what is it exactly?
It's actually half Campari and half gin. And so you get a little bit of like a cool herbal kind of bitter note.
Yeah.
But it's super refreshing, really nice and light, great with appetizers, things like that.
Perfect. What's next?
Also really fun things in can. The same guys are doing some fun things. They're doing like a little Aperol spritz by can. So don't forget to check out the can section. There's lots of really fun things there. But of course, you know that I love bubbles. You have to have a bottle of bubbles when you're starting your appetizers for Thanksgiving. This is a little bit different. We're going to the region of Vouvray. Vouvray is in the Loire Valley of France, and the main grape there is Chenin Blanc. And I think that Chenin Blanc is the perfect grape for really going with a lot of appetizers, but then really wanders well into the main course, your turkey. And this is a little sparkling, again, from Vouvray, France, the Loire Valley. The grape is Chenin Blanc. Delicious.
I have enjoyed a Chenin Blanc before. If people are watching, and let's say they are a Chardonnay fan, where is it from the Chardonnay? Is it a slightly lighter grape, a sweeter grape? What is it from a Chardonnay, which I think is the starting point for most people?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's actually a little bit lighter. It's medium bodied. So if Chardonnay is full bodied, Chenin Blanc is more medium bodied. Now the notes of it are dry, but you have this really beautiful kind of kiss of like dried pineapple in the body of it. It's so deliciously creamy. I love it with mashed potatoes too.
I do too. It is one of my favorites. What else do we have?
We have Albarino. I thought I'd bring in kind of some, grapes that we know a lot about. Maybe you know about, Albarino. It's the main white grape in Spain. But Albarino with just a really great traditional bird. Again, it's more savory. It's got a lot of great herbal tones to it, but dry, and another medium weighted white grape that I think is really great with a lot of different side dishes also.
Good pick.
2 other reds. So I'm gonna, take a walk on the wild side here today, Jace. I'm gonna offer up maybe a new grape for some viewers. The grape is Trousseau, Troussesseau. Trousseau is actually French grape, but they're growing a ton of it in California. And if you like a grape like Pinot Noir, I think that you like Trousseau. It's just one titch, a little bit bigger than Pinot, but still very pretty light. So great with like that turkey that you're gonna throw on the grill. And then if you're gonna do some smoking with your turkey or deep fry your turkey, a really just kind of old school recommendation I thought I'd kind of bring back is, if you've ever seen GSM on a label, which stands for 3 grapes, Grenache, Syrah, Mourvedre, you can find a lot of them in Australia, South Africa, but there's some really delicious finds of those 3 grapes. In California, you could kind of find them combined all over the world. So kind of fun with different styles of turkey.
And then finally, what's at the end there? The can and the bottle. I'm curious.
Yeah. So, I gotta give it to my beer people. You can always end your meal with a great stout or porter. I think these are really fabulous with like spice cakes, even like pecan pie, something again that has a little bit darker texture to it, maybe some caramel brownies, things like that. And then last, I have been really kind of getting into some of these. I have a lot of clients that are asking me for non-alcoholic options. And I found this recently. This actually, I've ended up finding it at Lund's, Byerly's, Kowalski's, this cute little toast bottle. It is non-alcoholic. It's a sparkling, and it's actually a white cranberry ginger tea.
Oh.
It's so good.
Perfect.
I love it. Yeah, so it's kind of fun to do. You can obviously, if you want to spike it, you can put tequila, rum, things like that in it. But I have a lot of people asking me for the non-alcoholic options this year.
I love it. And people watching, we get that email a lot, so I'm glad that you did that. May I say happy Thanksgiving, my dear Leslie?
Oh, happy Thanksgiving. I'm so grateful for you, Jason.
And I'm grateful for you. You're an important member of our family. We love you, Leslie.
Thank you.
Mwah. Bye, sweetheart. For more information, head to amusewine.com. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Kendall will join us right after this. Right, Kendall? Welcome back. Hey, we've gotten some emails. People are looking for certain episodes on our YouTube channel, which, by the way, look at this. If you want to find our episodes, just go to the YouTube, search for Jason Show, hit that subscribe button, and we'll let you know, too, if you hit the bell when a new episode uploads. We found out someone took a vacation, and that's why they haven't been uploaded. So, no, I'm kidding, but not really, actually. So we'll get these episodes uploaded. I deeply apologize, but thank you for your interest. And every episode should be on there. We'll get them up there as soon as possible. We're going to take a break, everybody. We'll be back right after these words. Welcome back. Let's say goodbye to our virtual audience today. Sherry and Kelly. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us. How much did you love that tip from Andrew about the bird? Who knew that?
Loved it.
I know. I think that's going to help a lot of people make their very small turkeys. Have a good Thanksgiving, ladies. Thank you so much.
Thank
Happy
you.
Thanksgiving.
Bye.
Happy Thanksgiving,
Bye.
guys. Okay, it's time for the bubblegum goodbye.
You gotta pre-open them. It's really difficult.
It is very hard.
Yeah.
I cracked a nail. Here we go.
It's true.
What quality is most important in a friend?
Oh gosh, I know what you're gonna say. Are you gonna say loyalty?
Oh, I actually am. Yeah, that and humor, but loyalty. Yeah, because I've had disgusting people in my life, but yeah, that have done me wrong. But yeah, loyalty.
Yeah, I think loyalty, and I like humor too.
Yeah, have to
Yeah.
be funny. They have to be funny, and they have to laugh, and they have to be willing to laugh at themselves. But yeah, loyalty.
Like chemistry,
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Good chemistry, like you and I have, my love.
Yeah.
That's right. Have you ever had a crush on a teacher? Anyway, I love you so much. That's going to do it for us. Guys, sincerely, as Andrew said, have a safe and happy Thanksgiving. Take care of each other. And if you're watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, go out there and be yourself. Nobody can tell you're doing it wrong. We'll see you live on Monday.